adapt.BlackBusters. What's cracking with the fam? Welcome to BlackBusters, the greatest movie podcast movie review podcast in the world.
In the world, Craig.
The greatest in the world.
In the world, Craig.
In the world, Craig.
Yes, it is.
I'm your host, Big Ja.
Yes, sir.
Happy holidays, and I'm here with my co-host,
Just me today.
Huh?
Brother Tone.
Hey, that's all we need, man.
Just me today.
That's all we need today, bro.
You know,
Big Brother Tone.
Yes, sir.
Is in the building, man. What's going on, brother?
Man, you know, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
You know, New
Merry
Year,
Christmas.
New me. Da, 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 da.
Yeah, New Year, new me. All that. You got resolutions?
I got my Well, I've got a ton of resolutions.
Ooh.
You know, I like this time of year. You know, even if it's just symbolism, and again, you can decide to do new things whenever you want. Right. But New Year's to me like represents a new page. So I'm just looking forward to new episodes with you.
Yeah, man.
New guests, new reviews.
2023 gonna be dope.
Oh my God.
I'm looking forward to it. It's still 2022.
Yeah.
But we're looking forward to the future.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I don't really do resolutions. I'm more like this a revamp.
Mm-hmm.
And this a reset, you know.
What are you revamping and resetting this year?
Or I wouldn't say reset. I would say revamp, more like whatever I did last year or this year, going into 2023, I want to do it better. Mm-hmm. So just like a refurbish, revamp, this, you know, this not repair, but like do whatever I'm doing, but better.
Do a lot of writing.
And writing, come on.
A lot of writing.
Yeah, a lot of writing, yes indeed. Mm-hmm. I'm shooting all year, bro. Yeah. I'm shooting all year. Got to get in shape. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm putting that out there.
Yes, sir.
Right now.
Yes, sir.
Got to get healthier. So yeah, man, that's my goal, man.
Well, while you're writing,
yes,
you know, I want you to develop a character who's got interesting takes on black film. You know, like
yes,
good looking guy.
This nigga here. Yes, sir.
You know, pretty amicable and friendly. You know what I mean? Like, you know,
right.
There's a place for that in the Ja multiverse.
Oh, you
just let me know.
You trying to get a role, man?
You know,
let's get it, man.
Nah, man. Just like I just want to be like if ever like you have to cut to a news reporter with a bad take. That,
man,
I was born for that.
Okay,
I went to Webby for that shit.
Did you?
No, I will.
You will. Yes,
I will.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
All right. It's set in stone. We're gonna do that.
What movie are we covering today?
Oh, today, man. I feel like this is a hidden gem.
Okay.
We are doing Strictly Business.
Okay. Strictly Business.
Now, when it comes to black films, black hood classics, we'll get to the fist at the end, of course, but this is a movie that's in there that you can talk about for the yay or nay. Okay. But it's there.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
So before we get into the breakdown,
okay.
Today's episode is brought to you by Amazon's Culture Rated. Prime Video is launching Culture Rated. It's grounded in a celebration of black perspectives and community, amplifying the black community's thoughts, opinions, insights, what's taking place in the entertainment landscape. We go to Amazon Prime for a lot of the films that we choose for Blackbuster, but from a TV content, you know, from Harlem to One Night in Miami, from Martin to Medea, Prime Video has it all. Right. So you can watch Prime Video's original shows and movies, rent or buy the classics, subscribe to some of your favorite channels. Just head to amazon.com/Culture Rated PV.
Boom.
Boom.
Get involved, y'all. Please.
Get involved. That was strictly business.
That's strictly business. Gotta do that. Gotta show
now let's
love.
get into the film.
Let's get into the film, man. Strictly Business was dropped in 1991. You talking
early
years,
90s.
Early
90s.
Damn near the 80s, man. You know what I'm saying? So,
right. Crack is still in the atmosphere.
Man, it's still hard.
Right.
It changed from freebase to just strictly crack.
Yeah. Weed was getting pretty potent then.
Yeah,
exactly.
Sure. You know what I'm saying? Reefer. All that.
Chronic.
Man, directed by Kevin Hooks and Rolando Hudson. Written by Pam Gibson, Nelson George. Starring Tommy Davidson, Joseph C. Phillips, Anne Marie Johnson, and her,
and her in like Halle Berry in Strictly Business to me from a sexiness standpoint, from a vixen standpoint, is as fine as she ever was. Right now, I get Boomerang. She looked great in Boomerang,
that's my thing.
But she spent half of Boomerang you know, looking kind of like busted Angela.
With the little yarn hats.
Yeah,
and shit.
right. You know, she was on the come up.
Crocheted beanies and shit like that. Yeah.
You could talk about James Bond, which she was in. You could talk about Swordfish.
Right.
But to me, Strictly Business, Halle Berry, fine.
Strictly Business is around that time is when she built her name.
Yeah.
Like so this. I wouldn't say prime, but this is definitely strong. Halle Berry, introducing the industry was. She was introduced to the industry and therefore introduced to us as fans.
What's interesting is that this movie comes out in 91. She plays two different characters this year on opposite ends of the spectrum. Right. Jungle Fever comes out in 91.
Yeah.
Where she plays, you know, a crackhead, a basshead, right? And then to go from that to Strictly Business, damn, that's hella range.
Right.
Right? That's super range in terms of who she is and what she could be.
And that's smart for her.
Yeah.
Because she was was she she wasn't Miss America, but she was she like a pageant?
I don't know. Like
model. She definitely was a model of some sort, I'm sure. But I think it was smart of her to do a movie like excuse me, Jungle Fever and Strictly Business at the same time.
Yeah.
Because, of course, she's the sweet, sexy vixen in Strictly Business. And in Jungle Fever, she plays the basshead, like you said. And I think she did a great job at both. I believed her at both. Yeah, man. She was dope as hell in this film. I like the film. I haven't watched it in a long time.
It's been a minute.
It's been over a decade for sure.
Yeah.
But I just like to see the old greats, man. The old greats like Tommy Davidson. Tommy Davidson is an underrated actor and comedian. Even though I think he's not overly overrated because people respect him. Like he's a solid, in my opinion, a legend in the game.
Yes.
Tommy Davidson, he was a leading man. Yeah. In the 90s for sure.
Absolutely.
And I love Strictly Business because it shows him being the cool dude. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like as a immature, like kind of like a flunky at the job house, but on the street he was basically the male version of Woo.
Yeah.
And Strictly Business.
Yeah.
He was the cool dude that he dapped up all the bouncers, all the hostess. He knew he was real close to Natalie, the most beautiful woman. She was the Woo.
Yeah.
And he was her partner.
It's interesting.
He was cool, you know what I mean?
He reminds me of like I've worked with this guy before.
Yeah.
Right? Like the kind of guy on the job that, you know, might have been in the studio rapping.
Yeah.
You know, might have had a CD, club promoting, you know, check on my clothing line. Right. Hella cool. Always shows up to work a little late.
Yeah.
Right?
But he get the job done.
But he get the job done. Right. Like, cool guy. Like, this is a good character for him. Because he always kind of like either plays the square or some like over-the-top kind of caricature.
The square, over-the-top caricature or like the get out of here, loser. Like, like the guy that is overly confident, but for no reason. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He plays like the guy that the girls don't want.
Right.
And they kind of gave him that at the beginning, which is kind of weird. The beginning, the opening credits of Strictly Business had introduced everybody. Waymon Tinsdale was like reading the paper, the daily paper. Waymon Tinsdale. Hilarious. That's a name for your ass, man.
He looks like a Waymon.
He's up early, sweating on the bike machine, looking at the news or reading the newspaper. Yeah. And it shows the opposite of the other co-star. Your boy Tommy Davidson, Bobby Johnson.
Kids. Yeah.
I'm saying house full of kids, oversleeping, still staying with moms, trying to use little gags and gimmicks to get chicks, like falling down for a chick and say, you know, I fell for you, baby. Let me take you to dinner and shit like that. On some lame shit. Yeah. And it didn't work. So it shows him kind of like being a loser almost, like a thirsty dude. But for some reason they switched his character to where he's kind of like the dude that everybody knows in the club.
Yeah. It's almost kind of like he's like he was fish out of water everywhere else, right? Like, you know, at the job he's kind of fish out of water. You know, the boss is on his ass. Yeah. Coworkers
can't do right.
Yeah, can't get right. But like at night, you know, he's got this whole double life where he's got, you know,
he's with me.
Yeah, he's got pool with the girls. Yeah, he's dancing. He kind of knows what's up. Right. As opposed to your boy Waymon,
who's succeeding in corporate. Yeah. He's fighting to make partner, and the potential partners love him. He's a great worker. He's smart. He's on time. He's punctual. He's about his business. Yeah, and then he goes to lunch with a important client, and things change for him.
Halle Berry. Now this gets into some of my interesting opinions and takes on this movie. It's a good movie, but there's kind of like some inexplicable shit that happens. And I think what I need to know that the movie doesn't quite tell us would help me understand Waymon better, as I need to know what was Waymon and Bobby's friendship. Yeah. Like, how did they meet? Right? They set it up that Waymon got him the job in the mailroom. We know that Bobby wants to get into the trainee program, but I'm like
2 years ago though.
Exactly. Yeah. So I need to know, in order to better understand Wayman's decisions, that like from the lunch on, and even Bobby's decisions, like how did they meet? Like what's their relationship?
When they first met, we first saw them on camera, he was like, "Hey man, you were taking advantage of our friendship."
Right.
And I was like, okay, so he acknowledges that they're friends. That's dope. They homies, but how?
How?
Like they're definitely from two different parts of the world.
Yeah.
Two different parts of the city. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure they didn't go to college together.
Is Bobby like a second cousin?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Something.
Like, you know, like an auntie's friend.
That would have helped.
You know what I mean? Like that would establish like why he's there to begin with. Because again, then this kind of goes into the story. Like he meets Halle Berry's character, you know, at the thing. She leaves a picture. He's starstruck, right? Like
so smitten off top.
Smitten
Love
off
at first sight type shit.
Keeps the photo with him, and just so happens that like Bobby knows who the girl is. And then he's willing to use Bobby in order to get access to the girl. This is my first take. Is Waymon a good person?
Not too much, but let me tell you why. But neither is Bobby though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Bobby doesn't, he's not a victim.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Because Bobby's using him.
Yeah, Bobby eating Chinese food, feet on his desk.
All up in his office talking on the phone.
Yeah, talking about hold on.
It's my office.
Hey, what are you doing, man? Hey,
right.
It's cool. It's cool. How you gonna tell me it's cool? You
get out of here.
Yeah. And Bobby's he just want, I mean, he's immature. He doesn't want to he doesn't seem to take his job serious.
Right.
And he thinks he's too good for his job.
Which Waymon calls him on him. Like, dress. Yeah. You know, like you're not going to the club.
Right. This is work, man. You want to be a partner, or you want to elevate and upgrade your position in this company. And dress like that.
Dress like it.
Yeah, for sure.
Solid advice.
Waymon Tinsdale is a lame, bro.
He's a lame.
He's a hard worker, so I'm sure. I mean, he's going to succeed in corporate America because he's dope at that.
Yeah.
But anybody that be around white boys and let them talk crazy about
this
black
was
folks,
such a
and he laughed it off. I was like, "Oh, you a sucker, man."
He was a lame.
Yeah.
He was a Tom.
Right.
Like no backbone.
Right.
Aside from his prowess at the job, kind of a dick as a boss. Right, like like yelling, to his, secretary entitled. Now, gets it on, just really kind of like dickish, right?
Yeah.
And what to me was the big evidence of that is that, the deal that he makes with Bobby is, if you can get me access to this girl, I will get you into the training program.
Right.
That means that Waymon had the power for the last 2 years
to do that shit,
to get him in, and it's only now that Waymon can get access to Halle Berry that he's willing to help the brother out.
Yeah.
To me, I thought that was shady.
It's super shady.
I thought that was whack.
It's super shady, bro. At the same time, I don't think that Bobby deserved to be put in the training.
This is a fair point,
I'm going to keep it 100.
This is a fair point,
Bobby didn't deserve it because he didn't work hard for it. He couldn't even do his mail job all the way properly by being there on time. You know what I'm saying?
Full there late after hours, photocopying flyers for the party.
Right.
Yeah.
And so he didn't deserve it. So they both, like I said, Wayman's whack for that. Bobby's whack for that too. However, I think Waymon is even more trash for the fact that he only was willing to help Bobby because he can gain Natalie.
Yep.
Potentially gain Natalie. And then when he got there, he fumbled.
Fumbled.
He's a lame dude,
he's lame all the way out.
And he already had a girl.
Right.
Let's talk about that.
Already had a girl. Poor choice there.
Come on, man. And she was trash. She was terrible. And he was a sucker. He was a sucker. And she talked crazy to him, treating him like crap. And he deserved it because he allowed it.
And he came back to her. They established that he had broke up with her and then got back with her.
Honey, I'm Deidre. I'm sorry, baby. Get the fuck out of here, bro.
So Waymon lets white people disrespect him. Right? Laughs it off. Never been to Harlem.
Never been to Harlem.
And they knew that about him. They knew he had never been to Harlem. The look on his face said, that I have never been to Harlem.
Right.
He laughs it off, and I gotta go. Maybe super square, which makes the relationship with Halle Berry so inexplicable.
Unbelievable. Not going to happen.
Right.
Stop it.
Stop it.
No.
Stop it.
And come on, bro. Let me in the club that he was afraid to go into.
Mm-hmm.
He went in there. He's looking for her.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. He's so entitled. I hate when I see dudes and people like pushed to the front of the line. My nigga.
Just steamrolling.
I got everybody my mind on this girl I'm trying to meet, so everybody move out the way. Y'all been in line before me, but I don't care, man. I'm Waymon Tinsdale, and I want to get to the front so I can get inside and meet Natalie. Natalie, whack.
Yeah,
that's whack.
Super whack.
So I'm like, all right. As a kid, I don't care. I'm not even paying attention. But now I'm like, oh, this dude's a buster.
This dude's a buster.
Yeah,
he's a clown.
Yeah, he's a buster. Yeah, he's a super clown. And then when he meets her, he fumbles.
Yep.
He doesn't even know how to talk to her.
Nope.
That's even more reason why. I mean, let me back up a little bit.
Okay.
Because I got another theory.
Okay.
My Jada Pinkett theory.
Ooh.
Yeah.
This sounds interesting.
You know how I feel about Jada Pinkett in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Her characters, not her as a person.
Right.
Her characters. A woman that's not really about much, just her looks.
Yeah.
And the dudes are falling after her.
Right.
And she is entitled. She feels like she's better than everybody else. She feels like, hey, I should be able to do this because I did this because I look like this. Case in point, when she first is introduced to the film, she's a hostess at a restaurant that Waymon is having his lunch with.
Right.
And she's late. I think she was 35 minutes late or 45 minutes late. And she shows up like, I'm sorry.
Had an audition.
I had audition. And they're like, audition?
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about no audition.
Yeah. You done.
Yeah, you're done.
Right.
And she gets mad. Well, she gets he gives her attitude. He's kind of like a dick, like a little asshole. I get it. But she deserves it because she's late and it hasn't been the first time.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Probably happens all the time.
Right. And so he threatens to fire her. And she's like, nah, you know how much I need this job. Well, I know how much you need the job, but do you?
Yeah.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So then she gets fired in front of Waymon. He doesn't care.
Yeah.
He
doesn't care at all.
She's irresponsible.
Right.
He doesn't care that she's not punctual.
Right. Doesn't care.
All he knows is that she's fly.
She's fly and fine.
Right. He's like doing all this, the googly eyes and shit. And she's getting fired. She's getting loud too. Now, see, and she deserved to be fired.
Right.
And she's yelling. Then he said, don't raise your voice. Because like this is an establishment. You can't be professional. Even in getting fired, you should still keep.
She's popping off.
Yeah, she's like, I can do whatever I want. No, that's the thing. You can't.
Right. Right.
Now, exactly.
Right.
If this is your restaurant, you can. No.
So
I'm already turned off by that, but he's turned on.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, okay, yeah. Another situation where a chick that ain't really about shit, but because she look good, a nigga that's worth how much money or successful in his industry is gonna fall head over heels for a chick that ain't about shit. That's crazy to me.
Yeah, and I'm gonna connect that theory to another theory when we kind of get to that point in the film.
Right.
So like put a pin in that. What's also interesting is that. First of all, the timeline in this movie,
crazy.
All of this happens in like 6 days.
Hold on, the first episode, the first scene when they're talking to the Chinese about the building, and he says, "I'll have the estimates by Wednesday.
The projections to you by Wednesday."
So I know this is not a Sunday or Saturday because this is corporate America.
This is like Monday or Tuesday.
This is like Monday or Tuesday. Got to be
right.
So I'll have it to you in 2 days. And if it was like if he said tomorrow, because he said Wednesday, and lets me believe that it's Monday, or maybe even Friday. Let's try that.
Okay. I mean, that's. I think that's giving Waymon a lot of grace.
Most likely Monday,
right? Most likely it was a Monday morning meeting.
He's going to say, "Check this out. I'm so nice. I can get you this in 2 days."
Right.
Wednesday, I got you.
Because if it was a Friday meeting, Waymon would have said, "I'll get it to you next week."
Right.
Right.
Next Friday.
Next Wednesday. Right.
Right.
I think it was a Monday meeting. 2 days for the projections, and he was late on the projections.
Right. So he fast forward to Friday. All right. Not Wednesday because I misjudged how much work it was going to be.
Right.
Let's do Friday.
Now, why did he misjudge how much work it was going to be?
Because he was out gallivanting
on Tuesday night.
Yeah,
like
with Bobby Johnson,
right?
Little Bobby,
little Bobby from the mailroom,
the one you know is a clown,
right?
The one he's such a clown, you're not gonna let him. You're not gonna let him into the program for 2 years.
Yes,
because he's not ready.
Yes,
you gonna listen to him all for some buns, bro.
So that was one of the takes that I had. This is the most important deal in Waymon's career.
In his career, $1 million.
Right.
What was it, 72?
Some ridiculous amount of money.
Bro. Come on.
This was the deal that was going to make him partner, right?
Right.
Out of, like, this couldn't wait till next week.
Next week, she ain't going nowhere.
Right. Like all of this had to happen this week.
Right.
The same week you got the most important deal
of your life.
Of your lifetime.
Your career.
And you out in the club. Look, come on.
I mean,
it doesn't even seem within his character.
They forced that.
Right? Willing to risk it all.
Willing to risk it all just to meet her.
Yeah, just to meet her.
And we'll get to that in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
No, we don't get to it now. And when he met her, he fumbled, but when the redo, like he got with her again, she gets basically fired again.
Yes.
She gets fired again. You know what I'm saying? Now, in that case, it wasn't her fault.
Right.
She was good at her job. She was
Dennis Leary was a bit of a bum.
Yeah.
And
he didn't tell her that he was losing the business.
Yeah.
And so I'll stall her on that.
Mm-hmm.
But she's now unemployed. She had 2 sources of income. Now she has none.
Right.
And that happens. You know what I'm saying? I've been through that before too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But like, this dude he don't care about none of that.
Right.
It's all about beauty.
Yeah.
And he's trying to smash.
Yeah.
That's it, really.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So this brings up an interesting question, y'all. So we know that Deidre, played by Anne-Marie Johnson, right? We know she's an opportunist.
Of course.
Right?
She says it.
She's there for the money.
Right.
She's, Waymon's a good catch from a corporate standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
Is Natalie an opportunist too?
I'm gonna keep it 100, bro. I don't know if she is because she didn't ask him for nothing,
right?
To my knowledge.
Interesting point.
And I don't even think she knew what he did.
But very important. This is such a good point. To me, this is the most interesting part of the film.
All right.
So she knows he's got money. She knows he has money. Sounds like he has money. Tommy Davidson, Bobby did everything he could to dress the man up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's got the BMW or the Benz or whatever, which in 90s New York, right? Like early 90s, if you got that kind of bread in the big city, you have money.
Right.
So in that particular instance, because what else would she see? We already established how square he was, how odd she was. What would she have seen in him besides? I mean, and he's not, he's not drop dead gorgeous. He's not, ridiculously handsome.
He's lame.
He's a lame with money.
Yeah.
At a time where she was out of work, out of money,
she just
broke.
Can you give me a ride?
Yeah.
Please?
Right. Right. Seems a little opportunist to me.
Okay. So yes.
Mm-hmm.
It does, and I'm trying to think of a way to say no. I think writing-wise, they just made that happen.
Yeah,
Halle Berry and Waymon, Natalie and Waymon is gonna get together because it happened so damn fast. They microwaved that whole little relationship.
Yep.
But is she an opportunist? Maybe. I mean, on paper. I mean, if you don't know, if we didn't see the dialogue, because she never asked for nothing, she never said, "So what do you do?" Oh,
right.
Fancy. She wasn't like that.
Right.
She just was venting to him walking down the bridge about why all the opportunities, all her opportunities don't really pan out the way she wants them to.
Right.
And then he goes into telling her a story about how he wanted to play the bass or play the guitar, and his parents wouldn't let him do it because they wanted him to go corporate. And that's what he did.
Did he smash that night?
He smashed. Come on, bro. Listen,
he smashed that night.
Listen, bro. He smashed.
She's a hell of opportunist.
Yeah. Oh, but without saying it, she never. For example, you can be opportunist and not like say, oh, nice car. Can you give me a ride?
Yeah.
Because but she was like giving him the panties on a quick fast, off a walk down the bridge, and a weak ass story about him in middle school, wanting to learn how to play the guitar.
Listen,
and then he says she's so beautiful.
Listen, and
then he smashed.
It's been a minute. It's been a while since you and I have been single, right?
Yes, for sure.
But if you can go back into your memory, can you remember the way a girl fucked you because she thought she had money? Right? Like, you know, like that's the way Halle Berry gave it to him. Kneeled, you know, put him in the chair.
Yeah, that was weird, man. Nigga, she worshipped the nigga.
Right,
worship. I said, come on.
Like, you know.
Laid it on him.
He got money.
Yeah.
I just got fired. He's driving a BMW or Mercedes-Benz in 91. He takes me to his fly-ass apartment.
Right.
I'm about to put it on him.
Yes.
And show up to his job the next day.
Yes.
That feels... And I'm not saying she's a bad person.
She invited him, though.
Right.
I mean, he invited her.
Yeah.
But she for sure coming. Then she dumped him, though. So hold on.
Yeah, this is true. She dumped him. This is true.
Because if she was a full opportunity, she would have stayed around for the bullshit.
Great point, John.
So yeah, I think
this is a great point.
I think she has a splash opportunity in there, but she was a solid.
But she does have a code.
She has a code. Yeah. I ain't gonna let you just talk to me crazy.
Right. She did let him fuck the first night.
She did.
Yeah. Oh, no, or the second night.
Okay, so the first night
he never met her the first night, right?
She walked up on him and he fumbled. Then she left She left him and went to dance.
That's right.
It was grooving.
That's
and
right.
He was watching her from a distance, and now he's trying to get to her. And that club seemed to be like a whole neighborhood. It took him 1,000 years just to get to the dance floor.
This fool was way up in the terrace.
Yeah. And then he lost her. Where'd she go?
Right.
She dipped off. Right.
Yeah. So now it's Wednesday. I'm just like I'm having fun with the timeline. Right. Has the meeting with the Chinese businessman on a Monday. Stays out late with Bobby
on some dumb shit.
Chasing Natalie on a Tuesday. By the time Wednesday comes, he's all flustered at work. When do they get the projections ready? And when does Bobby get fired? What day does Bobby get fired?
All right, so Friday
is when the projections
he gets fired Friday because that morning was where he was supposed to take the projections to across town.
Yep.
Right? And he did that. But they were the wrong ones because, oh boy, I forget his name. He switched. He switched to
how do you not know he's a snake?
David. Yeah. David hoe ass.
It's a snake.
David Marshall Grant plays David in the movie. And how you can't feel this?
How you can't feel this guy?
Come on, man.
Calling you out for not being in Harlem. You know what I mean? Like always in your business, like, you know,
even Bobby was smart enough to know, hey, bro, this dude's a racist.
Yeah,
this dude's a clown.
Yeah,
and he was like, come on, man, he's all right.
Right.
Nah,
square.
Yeah, come on. Yeah.
Right.
Uncle Tom ass. But yeah, so Tommy Davidson did what he was supposed to do by he just sent he took the wrong files.
Yeah,
because the files were switched.
They were switched.
The projections were switched, and of course Waymon is pissed off. Because now the Chinese see the projections and they're like, oh, nah, we can't do this. We can't go with this firm. Nah, be cool. We're gonna sign to a firm in LA.
Right.
And so that's what happens. So he loses the sale. He doesn't close that deal. And he doesn't get fired, but he's in jeopardy and he thinks he's gonna resign.
Yeah, he's blown it.
Yeah, he's blown it.
He's blown it.
And Tommy, which is Bobby, gets fired.
Yeah.
And that's Friday morning, bro.
Yeah. And he came at Bobby foul too.
Yeah. Well.
Put his hands on him, you know,
he
shoved him up against the file cabinet.
In front of everybody.
Yeah. You know.
All right, let me ask you this. If you trusted somebody and someone persuades you to trust them to do a job that you were going to have a professional do, hey, bro, I'm your boy, man. What's more professional than having your boy who's loyal to you take these across town and get them there on time? All right, bro, I'm trusting you. You can trust me, bro. We boys, we here with it. And then I fumble. You know what I'm saying? Not only do I no, but he didn't fumble for not getting it there on time. He's saying that he did something wrong to the. Because
it was the bad numbers and it was the good numbers, right? And so I think in Waymon's mind, Bobby took the bad numbers over like early draft.
Early draft.
And didn't bring the right one. What I don't like is the lack of consistency from Waymon. Like, this is the deal of your life. You are out here tricking it off. You already missed your Wednesday deadline tricking it off. But now, suddenly this is all Bobby's fault. Right? Like, when this whole movie could have happened the following week.
Right.
Yes. Like
you could have made partner.
Yeah, you could have made
and
partner.
Really, without to celebrate.
Took vacation and hung out with Natalie all week.
Right.
Took her to the Poconos or some shit.
I think when it comes to the writing, they I felt like they were just there's a lot of make believe in here.
Yeah.
Just kind of like, hey, we need this to happen right now. So let's make it happen. He's gonna he smashes Thursday night.
Is it Thursday night he smashes?
Tuesday night. And he drinks the soda water with mint.
He sees her on Tuesday night but doesn't get to her.
And then he sees her again on Wednesday night, the next night.
Right. When they go to the club, but the club's been shut down.
Right. And he takes her a ride. He walks with her on the pier, and then he gets the buns.
Yeah.
So he spends all of, let's say, 3 hours before he smashes. Not a good look. The first hour was him fumbling his Rossi when he met her. And then she leaves, and then he sees her again because Tommy Davidson puts him in touch with her again.
Yeah.
And like a player, he sets up the play and dips. Hey, man, here's the keys. I'm into your own shit. I'm going to get up out of here, man. I have fun.
Right.
And then he smashes.
Good wingman.
Right.
Good
absolutely.
wingman.
So you should have promoted that nigga to the training off that.
That happened on Thursday night.
And then so
because
but then he went home. Hold on. He went back. No. Because he smashed Deidre too. What night was that?
He smashed Deidre Tuesday night.
On the way, no. That was Wednesday night, and he came on the way home. He went to the party,
and that was the first party. But he didn't meet her that night because he saw her in the club, but he didn't meet her. He met her at the after hours. That's when he fumbled it at the after hours. When they went in, when Bobby took him in, the Heyman brothers was in the club. That's when he had the first kind of like interaction. Hollering brothers. That could have been the night of the club. That first night, because what Bobby says the night that that he leaves with Natalie, Bobby says, plus I got some important stuff to do in the morning. So here, take the keys, I got some important stuff to do in the morning, which was to get into the office early, get the projections, and deliver.
Right. He did that. That was Thursday night.
That was Thursday night.
Thursday night.
Yeah.
So Friday morning.
He fires Bobby. Natalie comes up to the spot.
He's flustered. Talking crazy.
That's
how lame he is. He can't even handle pressure, bro.
Right.
He finally got the girl.
Right.
And now you're talking stupid to her. Because it's something that she had nothing to do with. But you make it seem like it's her fault. Oh, right. Bobby got me out here in the street chasing you all week.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's lame, bro.
She got her purse. She got the fuck up out.
Yeah.
Right? Now the one kind of saving grace for Waymon is he does know how to apologize. Right? Because the secretary comes in, was like, yo, these numbers are fucked up. Yeah. Right? Somebody did this shit. And whoever did it, it wasn't Bobby. Right? And then Waymon, to his point,
went to the hood.
Went to the hood. Went to the block, to the staircase. Right.
That's what
okay. That was pretty good. But then inexplicable shit whatever happens, he
starts a fight with one of the hood niggas.
Starts a fight with
one of his homeboys. And he was with the smoke.
Into trap. Right. He's got nothing to lose at this point.
Yes.
He's lost Natalie. He's about to lose his job. Yeah. Fuck it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm in Harlem.
What's happening?
Right.
What's cracking?
Rock bottom for me.
Right.
So he has a conversation with Bobby, which is where the message comes through. Where Bobby is like, you know what, we always shooting each other down. You know, we need to be supporting each other. You know, we need to look out for each other. Okay, message, right? Like, kind of like ham-handed, right? Like they've never had that conversation before.
Right.
But then like inexplicable shit number 5 happens, which is Bobby's got the answer, right? Bobby's got the answer. Yo, meet me on Monday. These niggas don't communicate all weekend at all, right?
It's a surprise to him.
It's a surprise to him. And the other part that's kind of inexplicable is if Waymon is supposed to be this big time real estate executive, how does he not know who the Hollering brothers are? How does he not know what they look like?
He knew who they were.
He knew who they were, but you got to imagine, like in the business, in the industry, in Wall Street, that these guys, if they're big enough to close this deal, as large as the deal
Harlem
that's covered.
Bank.
Yeah, exactly. Like, how do you not know? You've never seen them in the trades. You've never seen them at an industry event. Like, these guys are hella foreign to you. Now, it makes sense because clearly Waymon is allergic to other black people. You know, but
that's what I'm saying. He's
he's never been to Harlem. So he's probably not interested in what goes on in the black world.
Right.
But Bobby's got the plan. I'll see you on Monday. And then on Monday, with like no prep, now it's game time.
Right.
And these fools closed the whole deal in the time it took homie to go to lunch. Right?
Right.
The entire multi-$75 million deal gets hashed out into time for David to take a long lunch.
They were sitting over the plans like it was a crab table. They was like, yeah. All right.
Right.
Hey, let's talk about this as well.
Yeah.
When the Hollering brothers were first introduced to the film, they were sitting down at the nightclub that Natalie was hosting.
Mm-hmm.
That was her job. She was a host there, hostess there. And then the next thing was her talking to the boss. He was tripping. He was panicking, looking through books and numbers and shit. And then he loses the place. Why exactly was the Hollering brothers there?
Right.
And they're the money men.
Yeah.
They're the money men in Harlem, right?
Right.
In New York, they're the money men. They got paper.
Yep.
And they're sitting down here with Natalie for what, though?
At an after hours.
At an after hours.
Yeah.
If it's not for the business.
They was trying to smash her, too. Everybody trying to smash Natalie.
What exactly are they here for?
Right.
And I'm thinking, and to save that club.
Right.
I would think.
Right.
The club goes under.
Mm-hmm.
Now she don't have a job.
Right.
So why were you sitting down next to the Hollering brothers and you ain't sitting here with no job?
Yeah.
And you asked out, basically. Now, so that, and then all of a sudden, but Tommy knows him well enough to sit here, man, I got this deal with y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Come up to the such as bank down here on Wall Street.
Yeah.
Not bank, but the brokerage firm. And now they actually have a sit down and they hash out. And that first it takes one day.
Mm-hmm.
No, it takes 1 hour, really.
Right. Like why could all of that not happen with the Chinese on Monday? I guess maybe you needed the projections. But like, then it begs the question, well, damn, Bobby, if you had access to them, the Hollering brothers, the fuck is you still doing with Waymon for 2 years? Like, if you can literally go sprinting off into the streets of Harlem to go get these bank owners to bring them into a meeting on Monday, and they say, we are here off the strength of Bobby. You know, when they meet Waymon in the lobby.
Why is Bobby so important to the Hollering brothers?
Well, exactly. And if Bobby has a relationship like that with the Hollering brothers, why would he be in the mail room for 2 years?
And not working at the damn bank.
And not go holler at the Hollerings like, yo, can you get me in a program? So you guys run a fucking bank?
So that's how sometimes I be feeling like when people be writing. They don't get it twisted. I like the movie.
I
enjoyed it.
I like the movie.
However, I'm watching it and I'm like, okay. They're just making shit up. All right, so by the Hollering brothers walk into the room, they say, we're here on the strength of Bobby. And okay. And Bobby, y'all haven't built up Bobby's character to be this nigga important enough for the Hollering brothers to be moving like this.
Exactly.
It doesn't make sense. They wouldn't even let him sit down at the table when he walked up with Waymon. You know what I'm saying?
They didn't make room. Oh, Bobby.
How you doing?
Take a seat. How's everything?
He was what's going on.
Yeah.
We doing business.
Yeah. Get the fuck away from me.
Yes.
Right?
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
So those are the holes and the chinks in the story.
Even Bobby, I beg the question, does Bobby even know enough to even come to the Hollering Brothers with something that they might be willing to put a suit on and go to Wall Street on Monday morning, right? Like, is he even able to position the deal?
How do you know enough about that deal with the Chinese?
Exactly, to get these guys, all of the brothers, into the room.
All three of them.
All of them into the room, right? And then, I don't know if they do the Hollering Brothers a credit or a disservice by how natural they were after the deal had closed. Right? They go from being, kind of straight up and down Brooks Brothers, we're about serious business to what's happening, Holmes? Yeah, Jack, you know what I mean? Like, holla, holla, holla. Like, it's just like.
I knew they were that. They're from Harlem.
They're from Harlem. And they was in the club.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little, wonky, because everybody else is so uptight that, even the white dude, the boss, the most he gives is like, well, where's my champagne? Right? Like, we have to suspend belief that this deal got done in like 2.5 hours.
Yeah. Oh boy, David took a long lunch.
Yeah, because Homie took a long lunch, right? Because he thinks he's the boss now. Those are the like little plot holes, from the film. But let's get into some awards, right? Okay. Like anything else overall to comment on the film. I mean, basically, like, long story short, like, happy ending. The deal gets closed. Waymon becomes the hero. He gets the there's actually one more point that I want to bring up.
Go ahead.
Another inexplicable shit. So the deal closes. Waymon becomes a partner.
Yeah.
It's almost kind of like we fast forward maybe a couple of weeks or months or whatever. Bobby's in. He's dressed up. He's doing the part. They decide to, surprise Natalie with her own club. And then, like, the final, like, kind of like scene in the movie is like, I guess the grand opening of the club. And Waymon walks in like he's the coolest motherfucker in the world. Right? Like, he's high-fiving.
In 2 weeks?
Exactly. Like,
kissing baby.
Hey, what's up now?
Kissing hands.
Yeah.
He knows me, right?
What up?
Oh my God.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Like, come on.
So that's and the ending of the film felt microwaved.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, let's start putting this together. Oh yeah, and by the way, she goes from a hostess, to
a club owner. A club owner.
And you've known this chick how many months?
Exactly.
Really, or how many weeks?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Her only skill seems to be that she's really good at occupying space on the dance floor.
Right. Spinning around.
Like
dancing with 4-5
exactly.
Yeah.
That's her job. Her job is to get the party started.
Because whatever she was sitting down with the Hollering Brothers and talking business, I'm assuming it's business because they say business.
Yeah.
What the business didn't go down.
Right.
Unless she was sitting down there with a portfolio of her own club.
Yeah.
And that's how in the writing they should have had that at least an insert of a couple pieces of paper on the desk, on the table, to show that she's having a business meeting with these men.
Yeah.
And possibly asking for a loan or asking for an investor.
Right.
And you know what I'm saying? That would make sense that she would get her club at the end of the movie.
That little piece.
That small little piece.
Because they do kind of like set up when the night they go to the club and the club is shut down, she's like, I invited all of these people out here. So in my mind, Natalie is like the it promoter, in the club scene, the Harlem club scene.
Right.
Like, she's the it promoter. So it would make sense that, like, an it promoter would have great connections.
Right.
If she's able to, pack a club, with important, beautiful people, I got to believe she has a strong network. And I got to believe, like, anybody that has a strong network, the Hollering Brothers might have been a part of it, and she might have been like, let me holler at you.
We should have saw that scene.
Yep.
We should have opened up with them walking into the club. Hey, he's with me. And then boom, and then it cuts to her saying, so I was thinking, like, in the first 3 years of the club being open, it'd be blah, 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 blah.
Yep.
And they're doing this.
This is what your return on investment would be.
I've
got the right DJ.
Hey, how y'all doing? Hey, what's up, brother? And they get interrupted.
Yep.
By Waymon and Bobby.
Yep.
That would make sense.
That would make a lot more sense.
Then we could be like, okay, that's why the Hollering Brothers invested in her and giving her a whole club.
Right.
That makes sense. He was already working on that weeks ago.
But all they ever show her really doing is just being like an amazing dancer and hostess.
Right.
Right. Like even when she comes in and delivers the drink. This reminds me of another point. We didn't talk about drunk Waymon. Right? Like, you know, when Waymon got drunk, was drinking the Johnny Walker Blacks. Yeah. Clown. Yeah.
And Isaiah Washington's character.
Oh, he was great.
He was dope.
He was great.
He was dope.
Yeah.
Making him drink.
Uh-huh.
Black Label, right? And he comes over drunk.
Yeah.
And even Bobby's like, hey, man, you stink, man.
He's like, what's up? Johnny Walker Black.
And he was like, you told him he's a buster for drinking the seltzer water and mint.
Uh-huh.
Now he's drinking Johnny Black. And now you tripping on him like he being irresponsible.
Yeah.
Come on. It doesn't like I be tripping about shit like that in storylines when I be seeing like the direction go and then, like the character changes for some odd reason.
Mm-hmm.
Like I hated the fact that they made him fall down in front of the girl at the beginning of the movie.
Yep.
And he didn't get her number. It didn't work. That he's lame at that point.
Yep.
He's thirsty and he's corny.
Mm-hmm.
He should have got her number. It should have showed him getting her number.
Yeah.
Like he's good with the ladies because later on he was good with the ladies.
Exactly.
I don't understand that.
I mean, and this is where like, you know, the people that watch the show, like, sometimes you guys are reading too much into it. I get it. And it's two sides of the coin.
That's why we're the best podcast
in the world,
the best movie podcast in the world, Craig.
In the world, Craig, because we do this.
Yeah.
So like from a surface narrative, I get the story beginning, middle, and end. It all makes sense. It's just, I think the gaps that you talked about that would have made it like, you know, a greater film. How did Bobby and Waymon meet?
Right.
What's their relationship? Right.
That's a one scene conversation.
One scene conversation that establishes why they even fucking with each other.
Right.
Right. You know, what their relationship is. You're right. Like, you know, Bobby is so good with the girls in the club. You know, it would have made sense to see a little bit of that.
Hey, how you doing, little mama?
Yeah.
You on your way to work? Me too. How about after work we meet up together for dinner?
Boom.
Okay, cool.
Something.
And he walks off.
And he's like, I'm the man. And then you find out he's just a mail boy.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? That's like a better overall narrative. Okay, so let's get into some awards for Strictly Business.
Okay.
Who's your MVP?
My MVP. Ooh. My MVP. I don't really like too many people in this film. To keep it 100.
Right.
Like, the MVP? Dang. This might sound weird.
Mm-hmm.
MVP is, what's his name?
Sam Jackson?
Nah, hell nah. Where is he at? MVP is it Gary? Sam Rockwell?
Yeah.
The white boy that just got promoted to the trainee.
Yeah.
That was you too?
Well, he's not my MVP.
Okay.
But I know
because I'm trying to find somebody that I like. Now I don't like the fact that he did what he did.
Mm-hmm.
As for he was part of the reason why Waymon lost the Chinese deal.
Yeah.
But he redeemed himself, and he knew it was wrong, and he had a lapse of judgment. He did something he knew was wrong, and he actually liked Bobby.
Yeah,
but he was trying to get ahead. He was not brainwashed. He was weak enough to be brainwashed.
He was manipulated.
He felt like if I want to improve my position in this company, I got to do this.
Right.
And
I guess this is how they do things.
I guess, yeah. And then he realized that what he did in his mind, he might be thinking, okay, I'm just going to sabotage this project and it's not gonna get done.
Mm-hmm.
But okay, he might lose the deal, but he won't lose his job, and neither will Bobby. But Bobby lost his job. This dude is about to resign.
Yeah.
Damn, bro, this is not what I want.
Right.
You know
I'm not from this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You could tell by his little chain. You know, his thin gold chain that he had, like, even though he was doing his best to corporate it up, it was clear this is a round the way guy.
Right. He was one of the cool white boys.
Yeah, cool white boys.
That's trying to fit in.
Right. That's trying to do the same thing that Bobby is trying. Right. Exactly. He just got a little bit more success. Yes. Right?
Yes.
Yeah. It's a
good
call.
He seems to be a little bit more professional.
Yeah.
right? Bobby still was jumping around partying all night. Even Joe Torre's character, that was a good scene.
Yeah.
Because the show, and they're two brothers, but even one brother is responsible.
Yeah. Joe Torre deserves it more than Bobby.
Yes.
Right?
He was happy to get the job.
Mm-hmm.
He was respectful of the position he was in.
Mm-hmm.
He was grateful. And he was on time.
Yep.
He did his job right.
He deserved to be in the training program more so
right.
than
you know
Bobby.
What I'm saying? So
yeah.
I would say because at the end of the day, he's the one that said he validated the crime that was committed. Hey, bro, we changed the projections the other night.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, man. Blah 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 blah.
Yep.
He risked his job, potentially
his career, his reputation.
To me, do you go to jail for shit like that?
You get fired for sure.
For sure.
Yeah. I mean, I think maybe
it's not federal. You get fired.
I mean, you're dealing with security. It's almost like if you send over a proposal to someone and the formula in the Excel document is off.
Right.
Right. It's purposeful. I don't think you go to jail, but you definitely get fired.
Only way you can try to put them in jail is if they came trespassing or some shit.
Exactly.
But yeah, I get it. So he should have lost his job, even though he confessed.
He definitely gonna lose his job.
Yeah.
They ain't fuck with him no more. Nobody.
Right. So he's the reason why at the end of the day, Waymon still won.
Yeah.
And Bobby got his job back.
So my MVP is very simple. It's Halle Berry's beauty. Is the MVP. Because for me, without this movie is quite forgettable. Right? Quite forgettable. Like you said, I don't really like any of these characters. There's nobody that really puts on an amazing performance for me. From a moral standpoint, Gary makes all the sense in the world. But what do most people remember about Strictly Business? How fine Halle Berry was.
Right. I was purposely going away from the obvious.
The obvious, right.
Yeah,
it's a good call.
Let me think.
It's a good call.
Who is the reason for the success at the end?
Mm-hmm.
Gary. Well, shit. Even no. Maybe not Gary. I forget her name. The secretary. The secretary, low key. Sheila. Yeah. Is that Sheila?
Yeah, the secretary.
The secretary came in and pulled his coattail. Hey, bro, I made another copy.
Yeah.
I mean, no. So I scratched that. Not Gary. I think it's Sheila.
Mm-hmm. Sheila.
She's the one that took the initiative. She should get a promotion and
to double check the numbers.
Double check the numbers, but she also made a copy of the original.
Yep.
After the earlies, the originals were wrong.
Yep.
Right, but then he fixed them. She took a copy of the fixed projections and said these are different from the ones that were sent.
Right.
Somebody's doing some sabotaging shit.
Yeah.
It's probably somebody that did it on purpose.
Yeah.
And then dipped out.
She's a real MVP.
That made him go back and fix his relationship.
Yeah.
With both Bobby.
She sets the whole thing in motion.
MVP.
That's MVP.
Right.
100%.
Sheila.
I'm in agreement.
Much love.
Least valuable player. LVP.
Least valuable player. Deidre. Deidre's trash.
Yeah.
Deidre didn't even have no ass, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He even said it, man. She had number 2 pencil.
Yeah.
She had no backs. She didn't believe in her man. She had no personality.
Yeah.
She wasn't even nice to her friends.
Right.
She was just an overall bad person.
Yeah.
Man.
Trash. But let me say
go ahead.
How much I love Anne-Marie Johnson though, as an actress.
Because she could have clearly played the Natalie character. She's a beautiful woman too.
Yes.
Tall, striking. But she took that role and played a great Deidre because she made me hate her.
Yeah.
She made me.
She was so pompous and arrogant.
Yes. Disrespectful.
The iconic scene where she was telling them how to smash. Right?
Yes.
And then for the thing.
A little to the left.
right.
Keep going.
Yeah. That was great.
For the thing, yes.
That was great. She did good too. She did really good too.
Yeah.
I would say that probably I'm trying to think whether it be Kim Coles or Samuel L. Jackson.
If you're going back and forth, if you're going there, then yes. I mean, as far as how valuable are they to the story, then okay. The sub characters, Monroe are Kim Coles. Yes, so Deidre was very important because we needed to see the difference between her and Natalie.
Yeah.
and why. I could see why he would choose. And maybe it wasn't just that she was beautiful because Deidre was beautiful as well. He had him a nice little pretty chick too.
Yeah.
But her personality and her essence was trash.
Yeah.
I think he was impressed with her beauty in Natalie and her freedom. Her freedom. Her 100%. So we'll I'll give him I'll give him a up for that, a thumb up for that.
Yeah.
It wasn't just her beauty, it was her all around aura. He was like, damn, she's bad. She's cool.
She's hustling.
She's
doing different stuff.
Yeah.
Whole new world for him.
But she gave him the panties too early. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. Some good girls give panties up early, bro.
Yeah.
I won't judge her for that, man.
I think what's easy when she decided to leave after she found out that Bobby had gotten fired. Like, to me, that was a redeeming moment for her.
She was a person. She has a soul. She's like, hold on.
Right. Because you called it. Like, if she was still with it, I'd have been like, okay, so she's just, you know.
The homie get fired. That's my partner. And you don't care? I thought he was your boy, too. All right. Fuck that. I'm out. Go to hell.
Yeah. Deidre, Anne-Marie also gets my overacting award.
Yeah.
You know.
No one's that disrespectful. Yeah, so you know how some people are like very nice, but they're still nasty at the same time?
Yeah.
She had all nasty. She wasn't nice at all.
Okay.
No one behaves that way.
Right.
There's always a person that, I can see why he's with her.
Yeah.
But damn, why would you stay with her though? Like her energy was, she was calling him stupid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She whooped his ass in the what game is that? Not tennis, like racquetball.
Yeah.
She whooped his ass and focus.
Yeah, right.
Like, who are you talking to?
Trash. Yeah. She's horrible.
She was definitely over the top.
She was over the top.
Over the top.
How would you recast this if you were going to recast this
Another
movie?
over the top Kim Cole.
Kim Cole, yeah.
She was trying to be like that, and it didn't come off.
It didn't come off well because she's a little bit too Kim. I also thought that like Sam Jackson's character was a little heavy-handed, right?
Yeah.
Like, you know, like really like Uncle Ruckus-y, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you know,
hey, Mr. Tinsdale,
yeah, hey,
this guy's stealing.
Yeah, I hate this black motherfucker.
That's the same nigga that grew up in Django, nigga. That's the same dude.
Same guy.
Got old.
Same guy. Just got old. Yeah, just, you know, just I hate you. I hate your black ass, right? Like, just always.
I'm the head nigga in charge.
Yeah,
of the mailroom, nigga.
of the mailroom.
Fall back.
Sorry, Mr. Tinsdale. You know what I mean? With the shucking job.
Said, what type of fool you take me for?
Yeah.
Watch it.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Okay, so how would you recast this? If you were going to recast this, or how would you, if you were going to remake it?
This is a 30-year-old film?
Yeah.
Bro, I'm casting Monroe as Samuel Jackson.
Yes.
I'm from Sam Jackson to Samuel
Sam
Jackson. No, he's Sam Jackson in this movie.
It was Sam Jackson.
But now he's Samuel Jackson.
Yeah.
It still works.
Yeah.
It still works.
He's been good at it.
Right. Tommy Davidson's character would be Kevin. No, he's too. Well, see, no, Kevin, because this is when he was a leading man. Like, this is his movie. Strictly Business was his movie. I can see Kevin Hart playing that character. Waymon Tinsdale's character. Waymon Tinsdale is played by, even though I just said Kevin Hart's a superstar now. Tommy wasn't a superstar yet. He was that was one of his roles to become. Right. You know what I'm saying? Waymon Tinsdale never really flourished into another role like that, to my knowledge. But if I'm recasting it, who can I recast for him right now? A 30-year-old or 29-year-old. Yeah. Realtor. Successful realtor in New York.
We don't have like that square. Like, who plays a good square right now?
Because Michael B. Jordan doesn't play a square.
He's not a square. He's too cool.
He could. But out of all the new actors between 30 and 40, I can see him. The clean cut.
Good romance movie for him. Yeah, I mean, like they were like the Waymon, and there were other like kind of actors that were known as kind of playing like square, uptight kind of characters. We haven't seen one of those in a long time, so it's kind of hard to cast.
True.
Who would be your it girl? Who would you cast as your it girl now? Like, who's your Natalie? Donald Glover.
Donald Glover for sure.
Yeah,
could play. You talking about to play Waymon?
Yeah.
Yes,
that works.
I can see that.
If we're going a little younger, the son off of Blackish.
Oh, the light-skinned dude.
Yeah.
Yes, I like him.
Yeah. Did you got to cast it all a little bit low?
Yeah,
a little bit lower, but yeah, like he plays a good square.
My boy G Wayne plays Tommy Davidson, man.
Yeah.
My boy G Wayne. Every time as I'm watching Tommy Davidson in this movie, I'm like, this G Wayne all day. My boy, he'd murder that role.
Yeah.
Okay. He looks like him too. They could be siblings. I mean, they could be related. You're
Natalie though. This is a
Natalie,
very important recast.
Who? Here's the thing, because I don't like young chicks. So when I look at actresses, I'm looking at the ones my age or a little bit younger, maybe, or even older. So I know Zoe is out there. Kravitz, that is. And there's a lot more out there. There's a lot of other women out there that's she got to be like 25.
You know who's my pick while you're thinking?
What's up?
What's that internet vixen that was getting all like Brittany
Renner?
Yeah. I would cast her.
Would you?
I would cast her. And here's why. I was thinking about this on like the Woo recast, right? Like somebody that like just I would think would just be in the mix like that. Right? Like, and I thought about somebody that like normal guys seem to be willing to risk it all for. Right? Think about what Waymon did, right? Like, imagine if Waymon's at lunch and Brittany Renner comes walking in and she's not Instagram famous. So she's, working as a hostess or like kind of like that would be the type of like, to me, that would be the equivalent risk of somebody like
equivalent risk,
because think about these ball players that like, that kind of deal, right? Willing to risk like, already know what the game is, but still they just got to have it. So I was thinking about like, who's got like, I got to have it energy out there that it was a track record of people willing to risk it all for. That's how I came to that conclusion.
Because she has a terrible reputation for being like, Slutbag Johnson. Not by my not my I'm not saying that. Right. I don't know her.
But that's what the word on the street is.
I would say like a Chloe Bailey. Chloe Bailey would be because she got the sexy, a little freaky, but wholesome still.
That's a good call.
You know what I mean?
That's a good call.
But appearance wise and personality, because Brittany Renner does have a big personality.
She's got a fun personality.
Yeah.
Like minus like what they say about, and really like to me she just plays the game like a guy, right? Like she just plays.
But to me that's lame. She thinks that she thinks that she's a boss chick, and when chicks start talking like that, like I'm a dude. I hate when I'm not saying she has done this, but like when women put in their display names or their handles on IG or social media and have King in there. King Shantae or King Brittany.
I get it.
I'm like, okay, you're lame.
It's a bit much.
Like, right. You're not a king.
But like,
you're a queen. You could be that.
I would not risk it all. But to me, like when I was thinking about this movie, I put myself into Wayman's shoes. Much cooler shoes. You know what I mean? Right. Like no loafers, right? Like
no loafers.
Just some J's. But I'm a corporate guy. Right?
Not no loafers, but I'll do a wallaby though.
Yeah, maybe a wallaby.
I'll do a wallaby, but I might have been not a penny loafer though.
Like .com Silicon Valley, right? Like I'm wearing joggers and Jordans, right?
Right.
On my way to the meeting. Right.
Yeah.
So I thought about like, if I was Waymon, like what would I risk it all for? And it would be like one of those like ridiculously fine Instagram chicks. Right? Like to me, that is the that's the modern day equivalent of Natalie. Somebody that's just fine, just ridiculously fine. I got to have it. That's what I could see. Now I like from a casting standpoint, going to the Chloe Bailey standpoint, because
she got more frame too, bro.
She got more frame, and that's how she's establishing herself. So yeah, it makes a lot of sense. All right, so last thing before we get to the fist, like bold predictions. Like if you were to look into a crystal ball, What's going on with these characters a year after the movie ends?
Waymon and Natalie are not together.
Not together.
No, bro.
Not
when
together.
It's all said and done, you can find a flyer dude.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And like he wasn't that nice of a guy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like she took him back.
Yeah.
And he was like, she was like, get up. I'm not gonna get up until you tell me yes. Yes, okay. He took her, he went back and got his girl and he kept his friendship with you know what? Here's the thing. He's not a bad guy.
Not a bad guy.
Because he went back and apologized.
Yes.
And it was a legit, a real apology. And he went back and made it right with Tommy, with Bobby, before he knew it was going to help his career.
Exactly.
And before he went and got Natalie back.
He ends the movie as a better person.
He does.
For sure.
He does.
A year from now, I don't think any of these people are fucking with each other. Right? Like I know Natalie is not fucking with Waymon anymore. Like, no way. And I don't even think Bobby's fucking with Waymon anymore. I think Bobby's done his year in the program and has applied to a different job and worked somewhere else.
DC or something like that.
Yeah. Like, I think that,
he gonna stay in New York.
He'll stay in New York, but I think it all falls apart. Maybe not in a bad way, but like the fact that it was put together on like thinly to begin with, where like codependency, everybody kind of needing something from each other.
Right.
You know, on the flip side, you know, Wayman's more culturally adjusted, which is great. Natalie got what she wants. She
has a club.
She's got a club.
And Natalie and Bobby are still partners.
They are still cool.
They was rocking heavy. He was
still cool.
Sneaking into the mailroom and printing out flyers for her. That was his dog. He wasn't even trying to smash. That's his partner. And of course, it don't work out between Waymon and Natalie because he's too lame. And she's too fly. He got to find somebody that's better than Deidre, but not as fly as Natalie. Someone in the middle. And I think that after the real estate situation with the company with Drake and you know Drake and Tinsdale, he goes and partners up with Natalie and they rocking the club together. They're both the end people. They're both cool as hell. And I think they still rock together. And then Tinsdale is just a homeboy. He's cool. He finds love somewhere else. And then he goes to court. He's never going to be cool enough to be in Harlem like that. Nah.
Nope. Not like that.
It's different when you got a guy that's uptight, but he forgets where he came from. And so now he's trying to be corporate. But he really is a real nigga. But he's trying to fight that. That would make better. That would make more sense for Tinsdale's character. But because he has no coolness in him, he's not real at all. He's not gonna stay with Natalie. He's not gonna stay with Natalie. They're gonna amicably part. You know what I'm saying?
I think everybody's gonna live a good life afterwards. Right? Like I think like Natalie's gonna be in a good situation. Bobby's got the trainee program. He's ready to get a good job. And I think Waymon is like better. Right? Like he's gonna find a better woman. I think like he's gonna start to lean and care about more things culturally, but I think it falls apart.
You know why?
Not toxic, but it falls apart.
This is why. He was too busy to party and be out and about like that in the first place. Let alone now he's partner.
Right.
Even more work. Not as grueling, but even more responsibility. And being more responsible means you can't be out in the club with your girl all the time.
And your girl is out every night.
Every night, that's her job. She's getting it cracking.
Every night.
And so we're really for Bobby, this training program shows him that I can do this, builds confidence, put some more money in his pocket. Now let me go back and do what I really want to do. It's not real estate.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It's club.
It's this shit.
It's this shit.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a good point.
Boom.
That's a great point.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's get to the fists.
Let's get to the fists, man.
1 to 5. You guys know, how we roll. I start, you start. Who starts?
I'm gonna go first.
Okay.
Do we do 0.5s?
We can do 0.5s.
I give this film a 3.5.
Okay. That's high praise.
Yeah. I'm gonna give it, no. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it a 3.
Okay.
Yeah. A 3.2.
Yeah.
Because it has some good moments. I like I like Tommy in it a lot. I I figure him improving his maturity level that fast is kind of like it's a little too quick for me. I'll give it a 3.
Yeah,
it gets a 3.
This is a really good ranking. I've been thinking more about the rankings just because as we do more movies, you know, do the rankings make sense? You know, a one-fifth movie is a bad movie.
Right.
It's just a movie that we were like, this movie was fucking dumb.
Yeah, well,
it was stupid. You know,
Why'd they make it?
I'm not a fan of it. A 2 is like a bad movie with some good stuff, maybe like some iconic performances or a couple of good jokes.
I wish someone else directed it.
Yeah.
It could have been a lot better. The script is better than the movie.
Right.
Or the movie was better than the script.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The actors were decent, but the script was bad.
Yeah.
That's the 2.
Strictly Business is a 3. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's got some good things working for it. Halle Berry, Tommy Davidson.
The soundtrack, of course.
Soundtrack is dope. It's New York. Like, there's a lot of good things that work. This movie could be up there in like the upper echelon of Black romantic comedies, but it doesn't have the heart and spirit. It's got all the story flaws that we like. No acting flaws, no bad performances, none of that. Like, no really bad shots, but just the story is too inexplicable. But I think the fact that we were able to talk about this movie for as long as we did is testament to the fact that like there is some good stuff there.
There is. And I hate to say it, and I won't say I'm a fan of him. I don't know enough about him. He played I think maybe that's why he's never been a superstar or a star actor. But brother Joseph C. Phillips.
Yeah.
Had it been a different had Joseph C. Phillips been Isaiah Washington, I think this movie would have been a little better.
Yeah.
And because he's just a stronger presence. Because you can still be uptight, kind of Uncle Tomish, but be I won't say a better actor because he did a good job.
He's perfectly cast for this character.
Yeah,
you know
true.
I mean? Like,
but
especially in '91.
True.
Like, so I'm glad you brought that up because this is an interesting point. In '91, you didn't really have cool corporate brothers. Think about Carlton Banks. Right? Like in that early 90s, to get that far in the game, you had to be Tomish. You had to play the game that way. You had to wear that suit, that tie, that present. Your culture had to be on the back burner. In today's corporate America, you could walk in a hoodie in J's and get into any room. So you could have a more like black, obviously black leaning forward. Waymon is only able to exist and has probably only gotten that far in that career at that phase by being exactly who Waymon was. Right. Right? Like corny, square,
cornbaggery,
affable, never been to Harlem.
Keep hitting. Told me that joke.
Right. Exactly. Racquetball. Racquetball Waymon. Right? So if you cast anybody else that's any cooler, like, think about it. If you fast forward the tape to Eddie Murphy's Marcus in Boomerang, you had to evolve from Waymon to Marcus.
Waymon and Marcus are the same person.
They're the same person.
However, I get what you're saying, and I do agree. I agree 80%.
Yeah.
There's a 20% of me that says, this is why. You mentioned it earlier. There's another movie that came out in the same year. And the same type of character, corporate guy. He was an architect and or a designer, and Wesley Snipes
in Jungle Fever. Yes,
and Wesley Snipes was Waymon Tinsdale.
That's a good point.
This is a stronger film, bro.
Yeah, that's a good point
because Wesley is a superstar.
Yes,
and Wesley, I could just imagine Wesley being in a movie with Tommy Davidson.
Yes.
And he obviously he wouldn't be as corny as Waymon, but let's say that he going into a club like that, he'd be kind of like,
he'd have a shot. Like Wesley in Jungle Fever could 100% smash
first night
Natalie. That makes so much sense.
So
that makes so much sense.
I'll take my 20% back. You're right, Waymon. I mean, from a casting point, I want to see the performances of a Wesley, a Halle, and a damn Tommy.
Yeah,
that would have made this would have been a classic.
Yeah,
I think an instant classic.
Yeah,
but because of it needing Brother Phillips.
Yeah.
It didn't do as good because he isn't a superstar.
That's so interesting.
But he was best fit.
That's so interesting.
That character. Because he was such a fish out of water around her, and he had no chance with her.
How one casting decision changes the trajectory.
Right.
Because if you cast Wesley, as Waymon, you've got a fundamentally different movie.
Yes.
Right? And I think it works, but it's definitely a different movie.
Yes.
I think that's such an interesting call out. The other thing that
was on purpose.
Yeah.
This good of a spiceless black man to play Waymon.
The only other thing that I was thinking about, and again, this is probably going way too deep at the end of the pod, but the industry in which they work in, right?
Right.
Like Marcus works in advertising.
Right.
Cooler people work in advertising.
That's
right?
true.
Wesley is an architect, but banking, finance, Wall Street, very square. Like super duper square. Like I don't know if I know anybody to this day that's Wall Street that is cool. Like I know a couple of folks in New York, and most of the folks that I know are advertising folks or whatever. But the few people that I've worked with, that are Wall Street guys, they're kind of like Waymon. Right?
Yes.
They went to Carnegie Mellon.
You're right.
They went to Dartmouth.
They wouldn't have been. He wouldn't have been Eddie Murphy. And, he would have been David Alan Grier.
Yes.
David Alan Grier would have played Waymon Tinsdale.
Right.
Tinsdale.
Great point. Good pod.
Yeah, great pod, bro. Hey, I give it a 3, a sturdy 3, because we're talking about it, and like you said, we had a lot of points to make about this film, and it was a good film. I'd watch it again.
I'd watch it again.
I'd recommend it.
Yeah.
But it gets a 3 for me.
3 here for
yes, sir.
Same page.
Yes, indeed. All right, man. This is dope.
Yeah.
Strictly Business. Go watch it. 1991. Halle Berry, Tommy Davidson, and Michael C. Phillips. Is that his name?
Joseph C. Phillips.
I'm sorry, Joseph C. Phillips. Go check the film out if you haven't seen it already. It's definitely a fun watch. You got Sammy Jackson in there. You got a few people in there, bruh. You got Anne Marie Johnson. It's dope. It's funny. It's got Kim Coles. Go watch it. James McDaniels. Go get involved. And that's it for this episode of BlackBusters, reviewing Strictly Business. Catch us next time. I'm your host, Big Ja. And this is
Big Tone.
Big Tone.
Yeah.
Brother Big Tone. And catch us next time. Love life. To the max. Pew.
BlackBusters.